Hello, I'm Sam McCarter. I work at Sherwin-Williams as a store manager in Bellevue, Nebraska. I grew up in Lincoln, graduated from UNL, and then moved to the Omaha area for work. I've also founded, built, and sold two different companies since I founded my first one, which happened to be preschools in college, all while continuing to work a regular job. I have three dogs, Nissa, Lincoln, and Elijah, all three of which are incredibly rambunctious and love to go on walks. That is, when they're not fighting over who gets the softest spot on the bed. I also have a loving spouse of almost 3 years, though it does sometimes feel like 3 decades with how well we get along. A positive person who affected me profoundly is definitely Tom Walter. When I was a junior in undergrad, I first met Tom in one of our professor's larger lecture halls during one of his first visits. Ever since then, Tom actually has continued to be an important mentor for me, not just how to be a better manager and a business owner, but also how to be a better person. Tom's very upfront and incredibly wise, and he isn't afraid to tell it how it is. I've learned from Tom how to be more vulnerable, more understanding, and more thoughtful about my employees. I know that I get to go to a workplace where the culture and the positivity there actually only exists because I learned how to build that environment from Tom. Without Tom's previous and continued influence in my life, I'd probably be in a much more miserable place in terms of a work environment. The 3 life lessons I found to really harmonize with me was first showing empathy from social utility, the value of doing things differently from Opportunity Knocks, and then living life from Get a Life. And they're in that particular order because I actually believe they ultimately tie into each other. First, I agree with how empathy is critical to life. We have to be able to show empathy towards our fellow human, or we'll never be able to progress further, let alone be positive. Empathy builds bridges and connections. It lets us into the world of our peers, our superiors, and our subordinates. It opens doors to communication and feeling with each other. And while it's never easy to show empathy, it's critical to success. People aren't creatures of logic, but people are creatures of emotion and passion. Getting in touch with the emotions and passions of others allows you to gain their trust, earn their loyalty, and ultimately be happy with yourself. Once you're showing empathy effectively and consistently, it's remarkably easy to start doing different things and start doing things differently. As is discussed in Opportunity Knocks, the luckiest people are doing different things. Opportunity knocks often, but sometimes softly, is the perfect quote from that article, because take advantage of opportunity when it arises, or to otherwise be known as just being lucky, you have to do things differently. And one of the best things to do differently than other people is by consistently empathizing with the different people you interact with. This gives you a very wide luck surface area because you're able to experience life through more than just your own actions that you're doing differently, but also through the lives of the people you're most easily able to empathize with. This all ends up tying together with living life from Get a Life. When you empathize with people and start doing things differently, you just kind of naturally start living life and having a life. You're able to socialize more easily when you want to. You're able to experience new things, and you get to drink deeply from the well of life's many pleasures. Ultimately, by empathizing and doing things differently, you're going to experience joy and pain like anything, but you're going to have so many different experiences and tiny moments that you're going to remember when you look back, that ultimately everything you've done and everything you've experienced and everyone you've influenced just causes you to smile.